I'm sure, like me, everyone's very glad to be back at church on Sunday. I remember how emotional I felt all those months ago when I had turned on the first virtual service to see Reverend Chris standing at the gate in film. And there he was on Sunday in reality, standing at the gate to welcome us once again. And Sunday was, of course, a very emotional occasion, I think, for all of us. There were restrictions on us, naturally. We couldn't greet each other in the usual way, perhaps hug a friend or hang around afterwards to catch up and see how people were getting on with things. If we were smiling and greeting, then we remembered that, of course, our smiles couldn't be seen because we were wearing face masks. But the elegant simplicity of our church building easily facilitated a one-way system for entering and leaving the church and gave us plenty of space to be socially distanced. Although Ronnie and myself, I have to confess, were among the last to arrive on Sunday, and we did have to look to make sure we could find a pew because there were quite a few who had turned out for the service, which was great to see. We greatly appreciated all the work that gone into preparing the church, putting up notices, making sure there was hand sanitising gel and facilities for signing in to keep a record of who was there. All of this on top of the usual spiritual preparations made by Reverend Chris and of course by Shaba preparing for the wonderful music that we enjoyed. Reverend Chris reminded us on Sunday that Jesus' words recorded for us by St. Matthew tell us that where 2 or 3 are gathered together, he will be there with us. And that is very important, that we are there joined spiritually, that we meet together in church, that we do gather together. And Reverend Chris reminded us also that this gives us the opportunity to act as the body of Christ, to be the exponents of Christ's kingdom on earth. And we reinforce this as we gather together in church. Gathering together in church also helps us to reinforce our sense of identity as non-subscribers. And I think this is very important because our identity emphasises personal judgment, the right to private judgment and private reflection. But it's not enough just for us to think our own thoughts in private. We need to share those thoughts, to exchange those thoughts, to explore where our points of difference lie and to understand the reasons behind those points of difference, to respect the fact that we may have differences. And so there's a wonderful paradox in non-subscribing identity, that difference of opinion is actually something that binds us together because we remember that we are entitled to our differences. Our system of governance means that we have a democratic way of determining our way forward, democratically operated at the level of congregation, of presbytery and of general synod. And this directs the way that we can move into the future, the way that we can look together at the current demands that society makes upon us and the demands of living a spiritual life, leading a spiritual life in the 21st century. We can do this in our system democratically. We can come to decisions in that way, and we can together remember that while we may not all agree with those decisions, we respect the democratic right to express our opinions and to express our differences.